everyone, it's Ginger from Stamping the Cape. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with my project number 2 for my August Stamp Club. It's a coordinating card to the treat box that I made in project number 1. They kind of go fun together. This month's theme is birthdays, and this card and my last card will be featuring the piece of cake stamp set along with the cake builder punch that coordinates with it. So it was very popular in the occasions catalog that was out earlier this spring, but it got carried over, so I'm happy about that, and I get to use it. I haven't had a chance to use it too much. Just a couple of reminders: if you made a purchase of $50 last month, you would have received a coupon code for bonus days from Stampin' Up! That is $5 off your August purchase. So don't forget to use that up by August 31st. And just a reminder, still going on is our enrollment or our recruitment promotion, Extra Extra, and what it means by extra extra is you get lots of extra bonuses for signing up. You don't have to be a full-time Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You can be a hobby demo, but normally the kit is $99 for $125 in product for your starter kit that you get to choose. This time they're adding another $30, so you can select $155 in product and get free shipping. And if you're in Massachusetts, and some of the other states are having free tax weekends, Massachusetts is August 17th and 18th. If you sign up then, you don't have to pay sales tax either. So that's a really great deal. And if you do sign up in August, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are now able to pre-order from our holiday catalog, which won't be available to customers until September. So you can add holiday items to your kit as well. In addition to the extra, what the second extra is that you will receive when you sign up within 5 to 7 days another code from Stampin' Up! Giving you an additional $10 off your purchase in September. So there's lots of savings for signing up this time of year. The other thing I want to remind you of is Paper Pumpkin. The last day to sign up for our August Paper Pumpkin is the 10th. It will be featuring these really nifty little gift bags, which will be great for fall. And if you'd like to, if you're not big into gift bags, or you'd like to add a card to coordinate with them, there's a gift of fall add-on bundle that will give you 24 card bases in 2 different designs for only $10. So you'll be able to take the 2 kits together and also make some terrific cards. So I'll have all this information on my blog with links so that it makes it easy for you to find. And let me remind you about my holiday Stamp-A-Stack, my early fall one featuring in lots of cheer, the stamp set. There are 2 card options, and there are options for getting the blends and just the cards. If you're local, you can make the cards getting blends or getting the stamps. So that'll be information on my blog too. And the deadline for that is September 11th to sign up. So let's get started with our card. As I said, this is a coordinating card for my little treat box, and it says, "Happy birthday, you sweet thing, and enjoy every crumb." And I'm going to show you how I stamped a little piece of the cake right here. So let's get started. I'm starting with an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Poppy Parade, and I'm just going to fold that in half. And I will have a PDF on my blog that you can download with the supplies and measurements, etc. for this. And let's do the stamping first. I'm going to be stamping this little cake. There's several different cake designs, and we're going to be using a couple. We're going to use this one for this card, and I'm going to be using that one for my other card. So, and I'm going to be using Stampin' Blends, so I'm going to use Memento ink for that. And when this particular punch punches out the cake and the cake plate, so when you stamp, you want to be mindful of how you're going to be putting your cardstock in. If you're going to be putting it in this way, you'll end up cutting the cake plate as well, or this cake stand as well. So I'm going to be doing it this way so that I can just mostly be cutting the cake. So let's get that stamped. And I'm probably going to do it lower. Okay. And then I'm using dark Mango Melody and dark Poppy Parade, dark Poppy Parade to color my cake. I'm going to color in the background of the polka dots with the Mango Melody. And I'm just going to go quickly. I'm not going to do any shading. There's not enough space to do shading. But I find that the blends are just so easy to color with. And they don't leave lines like our Stampin' Right markers. The Stampin' Right markers are excellent for if you want to have a multicolor stamp, meaning if you want to have a stamp that comes out in different colors, but it's not like a 2-step or 3-step stamp, you can color right on the stamps with the Stampin' Blend, with the Stampin' Right markers, whereas with the Stampin' Blends, they don't recommend it because it's an alcohol-based ink, and particularly they could on the photopolymer, but even on the red rubber, if that was repeated over and over, they actually could deteriorate your stamp, so you don't want to do that. Okay, so now I'm just going to color in my alternate stripes here with Mango Melody. Really quick, easy to do. This card isn't very complicated at all, but it's kind of fun. The colors are bright and cheery and would make a great kid's card or an adult card, either one. And the treat box is big enough to fill up with some goodies or a small piece of jewelry or something like that. So they'll go well together. And I'm going to leave those middle bands white. Just because that's my color theme, is Poppy Parade, Mango Melody, and white. So give the eye a little bit of rest on the color. And so let's punch this out. Try to get that centered. Trying to be conscious about not getting my head in the shot. I keep forgetting and leaning in too much, and I get my head in all my videos. Okay, so let me punch out the cake plate. I'm just using a piece of Poppy Parade here. Okay, move that over. All right, so we're done with the punch, and we'll set those aside for now. Then I'm going to take my Daffodil Delight. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and let me make some room here. I'm going to die cut that with the rectangle stitch dies. I'm using the 3rd largest one, and we're just going to try to get that centered in the middle of this piece of cardstock. And a lot of people use Post-its. I use, to hold my die in place, I like to, because I just, sometimes the dies bend, sometimes my plate still gets bent no matter what technique I try, but I like to use removable tape, and it works really great. And you can use pieces over and over again, and then, or sometimes, they do get cut, but it's an inexpensive way instead of using Post-its, because I do find the inexpensive Post-its tend to not hold as well. So hopefully I've got that pretty well centered, but like I said, this is the 3rd largest of the dies. Oops, I've got my crank on the other side. And then you can save that piece in the middle for another project, because it's a good size piece. You can use it as a layer, or you can even cut other things out of it. So we'll take my tape off. I thought it was going to be sunny and humid today, and I started my first video very early this morning, and we ended up getting rain. It is humid, but at least the sun is not out, so it's not so hot, so I can get my videos done in a decent amount of time. I just want, I think I crinkled my corner, but that's okay because we're going to stamp. So now I'm going to take this little floral piece with Poppy Parade, and we're just going to stamp the corners of this piece. I don't know if you can hear the cars going by. I have the window open right now, so hopefully it's not... Oh, you know what? I didn't use Poppy Parade. On the other one, I used Mango Melody. Oh well, I'm using Poppy Parade now. Seems like every time I do something wackadoodle. I think originally I was going to use Poppy Parade, and I thought, oh, it's too bold. I'll go with the Mango Melody, and then I ended up using Poppy Parade. Oh well, we're using it for sentiments as well, so it'll all coordinate together. Okay, so we've got our frame, we've got our card base, we've punched out our cake and plate, and I'm going to put this together the right way so that I have a sense, because I'm going to be stamping those little lollipops right onto the card. So I think what I will do is I will just use some Tombow on this, on the very edge. Excuse me, my head's getting back in there again. Right on the edge here, just to attach it to the very edge, because I'm going to also be using dimensionals for this. Okay. So I'm going to stick that, I'm just going to stick it above the black line. Oops. Yeah, we're going to stick it everywhere. Okay. Move it down a little bit. There. Okay. Try to make sure it's straight and even. All right, so now in your kit, you're going to get two pieces. You're going to get an inside piece, which measures 4 by 5 1/4. So you want to make sure you don't use that for this piece, because I've cut that one a little bit shorter, so it'll lay behind the frame. So this one will be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it just will lay inside that frame, but we're going to attach that when we do with dimensionals. But what I want to do first is I want to get a sense of where my cake is going to land. So I'm going to take the Whisper White, kind of line it up as straight as possible, flip that over, and I'm just going to take a pencil and lightly give me a guideline. And of course I didn't bring my pencil. Just so I have an idea of where the top, the sides are, and then I can erase them afterwards. Oh, I just hit my table, which means my video is probably cockeyed now. Okay, so I've got those guidelines for you, and for me. And so I'm going to lay my cake in here, and I need to put my sentiment. So I'm going to do that first. We'll stamp that right at the top. It says, "Happy birthday, you sweet thing." Hopefully I can get it straight. Oh, get your head out of the shot. Probably should stand up. I don't do very well standing up stamping, but hopefully that will be okay. Whoops, I think I just hit the camera with my head. All right, so now I'm going to do my little lollipops, and I'm going to stamp them in Memento first, because we're going to be coloring those in also with the blends. So let's see, I'm going to put it right there, and I will color those in quickly. I think the last time I put less Mango Melody than Poppy Parade, so I think this time I'm just going to try to put more mango, because it's a swirl, it doesn't, you don't get even spacing. So I'm going to put, as a result, I'm going to put more mango, because I think the red was just too much. So hopefully I can get that. It's just little dots in there, then spaces are really small. I'm going to do the Poppy Parade. Almost done with that, and then I will just attach this piece to my frame. So I'm going to erase those lines first, just in case, so I don't have them showing by accident. Okay, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. That's my dimensionals. I was going to use the adhesive strips, but since I forgot to bring them, I will use my dimensionals. They would be faster and easier to do. You can just do one long strip on there and then a partial strip across the top and bottom, because I don't like my middles to sag, so I like to put a dimensional in there. But get these off. Did I do that one? Nope. Oh, I have been so frustrated. My internet, oh, first of all, my iPhone has not been connecting well with my Mac, and then my internet, especially this time of year, gets extra slow because of all the tourists that come down and they're all sucking down the Wi-Fi. And oops, let me get this out of here. So uploading my videos has been a nightmare. It takes forever. So it's been a little frustrating. Okay, now I'm going to just take, okay, that's hanging over just a little bit because of the way I centered it. And I'm going to get my scissors and just trim that off, which I cleaned off from my previous video. They were full of goo from tape. Just drop the marker. Okay, I'm just going to trim this behind here so that you don't see that. Nobody's going to see that. Okay, get rid of that. So I'm going to use my Tombow so I can stick that on there. And that also gives me a little opportunity to shift and center before it sets. So Tombow is one of those glues that you got to get used to. You know, you really need to not put the globs of glue on there. Make sure I got it opening the right way. I'm going to get that centered on there. Go. It's not too bad. Yeah. And then, oops, I think I keep hitting the stupid camera with my head. I'm trying to stand up so my head's not in the camera, but now I'm hitting it with my head. I just can't seem to win. And I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on here, a couple of regular size, and then I'm going to stick a mini at the base, but you can always use, you know, a piece of a dimensional down here at the bottom. I just like to make sure everything is securely propped up when it's propped up, no sagging and whatnot. Gosh, you can tell it's humid. Everything's sticking to me. Okay. So before I push my dimensionals down firmly, I just want to make sure everything is straight. Okay. Now on the inside, what I'm going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment, and then I'm going to do this little cake dealy wig. So that's on this 4 by 5 1/4. I mean, excuse me, yeah, 4 by 5 1/4 piece. So let's get our Poppy Parade out again. And I'll stand up, trying to not hit the camera with my head. I'll have to do for now. I can fix it with a marker afterwards. So for the cake part, what I did was I took that same stamp of the cake, and actually I want to give it a cleaning because I'm going to cover some of the area with Scotch tape, regular tape, and then I'm going to ink it with Memento, and we're going to stamp a little, like make it look like a slice, and then I'm going to take my Smoky Slate marker, and I'm just going to hand draw what sort of looks like a little plate. You don't have to do that, but I just wanted to add a little something. So I'm taking my stamp, and I'm going to close this ink up before I have a stamp disaster. And I'm just going to create a slice. So I'm taking right up to the line. I don't know if you can see that, right up to that line that of the cake, and then I'm going to put one across here just to cover this little corner. And I'm going to take my Memento and just ink up that little corner so you can see where that is. And if it doesn't come out perfect, you can always take a black, your black marker and touch it up. But now I got to peel the tape off, and I'm going to stamp the cake right down here in the corner. And actually, I think I did it the other way, but that doesn't matter. So again, I'm going to color in the slice with Mango Melody, Poppy Parade. And then I'm going to take my Smoky Slate marker, and I'm just going to draw an oval around here, and then I just drew another smaller one, so it sort of gives the plate a little depth. And if you very carefully can go over it again to darken the outside. And if you ever have problems with your markers, now they tell us to store them horizontally, but if you find that your narrow tip the ink isn't flowing, sometimes I will sit it up like this for a little while so that the ink can get down to it. And sometimes, did you know that you can take the nibs off and refill them with the ink refills? So you can refill those Stampin' Right markers. So let's see, I want my snail. I'm just going to pop this in on the inside, and we'll be done. I'll just have to go in with my Poppy Parade marker and fix that sentiment up a little bit, but that'll be fine. So there we go. So there's your cakes, and this one was done with Poppy Parade, this one was done with Mango Melody, but they're both pretty much the same. So thanks so much for watching, and I have one more card for you. It's all about chocolate, which actually is my favorite because I love chocolate cake. So I don't even need frosting. So thanks so much for watching, and hope we see you again. Bye-bye for now.